What's going on? It's your boy Terry, and welcome to the Light T Show. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe, tell your favorite person. Come get enlightened over here and come give me some game as well. That's what this channel is all about. So thank you very much, and let's get straight to it. Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump former assistant who used to be New York mayor, who was also disbarred at one point and still is, has just been faced with a crazy lawsuit that he has to pay almost 150 million to two people who he defamed in a 2020 election in Georgia, man. Do y'all know how much money that is? 150 million? Listen, 10 months after a jury awarded two Georgia election workers nearly 150 million in defamation lawsuit brought against Rudy Giuliani, they said Tuesday that he had 1 week to pay up. 7 days, baby. He got to give up a new luxury apartment, other valuables like dozens of watches, a night. Look at this. He have to give up like a 1980 Mercedes Benz. Oh my God. I heard the man is only worth like $50 million. So him having to pay down there $150 million is crazy. He also had to give up a jersey signed by New York Yankees former Hall of Famer Judge Miyagi, furniture, other sports memorabilia that he got signed. It is just crazy. Listen, he threw, man. What? Nah, this is what happens when you try to say that the election was rigged in Georgia, which it wasn't, y'all. Donald Trump clearly lost that. I'm sorry to say, y'all. Listen, I get it. Donald Trump lost. And he still tried to defame these two young women who said they did some illegal stuff while during the 2020 election. Now you got to pay the price for one to be on Donald Trump team so hard that year. Look, listen, no matter what I feel like he need to pay regardless because he defamed them. They said they were almost attacked by other people, ran out their houses, death threats, all type of things. So when you say things like that, this is what happens. But $150 million? Listen, if I ever got sued for 150 million and they awarded that to them, take me out, man. I'm not paying nobody 150 M's, bro. Listen, I think this has a direct to do with, of course, he messed with Trump. He was Trump's former lawyer, so that has a lot to do with it. I think, did they weaponize him? I don't, but that's tough to really answer because I never heard of no judgment like this. I mean, I saw people who got in car wrecks and got freaking like a couple million, 150 million just for that. And I never even heard of this, these young ladies' names until now. So, and they came out and said, you know, they haven't been messed with by nobody else. So that's a good thing. They stayed low for the past few years. They did what they were supposed to do. And their lawyers got them paid, and them lawyers got them. One thing I did know, though, that I just learned is that you have to pay taxes on certain lawsuits like this. The only reason you don't pay taxes on a lawsuit such as a car crash and stuff is because of something they had all into play in the Constitution or whatever. But yeah, man, that's crazy. 150 million down there. Listen, Donald Trump, I know you did a fundraiser for him maybe last year or a couple years ago to help with his legal fees, but boy, you better call your boy Trump. This is what happened when you're trying to play with politics and all that. It wasn't worth it, bro. It wasn't worth it. And I heard you wasn't really a good lawyer, and a lot of people are even saying like you wasn't even a good mayor. I mean, that's just what I read. I don't live in New York. So, I mean, if you got disbarred, I got to read into that more. I don't know the reason he got disbarred. But I mean, hey, man, the man is 80 years old. He got to pay these two women $150 million worth of assets. give up, like I said, luxurious apartments in New York. They said one of his apartments is worth like, it was worth like 6.5 million, but I think it's down to like 5.1. But dog, the amount of money they gotta get is crazy, bro. Crazy. I mean, who I don't know how you can survive off this because they said his net worth is only about 50 million, if that. Hey man, listen, it's not worth it. Don't play with your money like that. This is a lesson to everybody. You could be one of the ops, you can be one of the team players, but when you want to do some dumb shit like this, and now you gonna get kicked in your head so much because all that quote unquote generation wealth that everybody like to talk about all the time, that's about to be gone. Like this. 7 days. Now I want to know if they're gonna, change a different ruling or maybe he can fight it. But hey man, it is what it is, man. But yeah, that's the breaking news right now, man. That is wild. 150 M's. I don't think I could get over this 150 M's, y'all. I don't think I could get over it. Oh, telling y'all, that was me. Call somebody out the country like, hey, I'm coming. I'm coming. Suit up. That is crazy. And I know some people like, I know this one officer, I want to say this is New York too. He messed around and killed somebody in the line of duty. And I guess he was out of bounds of what he was doing. And he had to pay like an extreme amount of money. And I guess he ended up killing himself or something in jail or something to that degree. And the family didn't end up having to pay the other family who loved one got killed. Like, that's crazy. It's a lot of dirty things that be going on, but we will see how this works. I don't know, man. But this 150 M's couldn't be me. Couldn't be me at all. Brandon Johnson, mayor of Chicago. He loved me. He gotta love me because he always does something for me to talk about every time. By the end of whenever I retire from this, hopefully it's 30, 40 years from now from podcasting, I want to at least make 500K just talking about this man. At the least. Because, dog. So now, this is the play now, y'all. Mayor Johnson announced major transition, the end of Chicago migrant mission. Now, after all the migrants that came in here, and I think this is a low amount. They talk about it's probably about 50 to 100,000 or something like that. I think that is low. I think it is some damn near 250K migrants there because they was paying a lot of money. I mean, clearly they spent like $400 million on migrants alone in Chicago. Alone. So I know it had to be more than this, but hey, it is what it is. But the city expected the migrant shelter system will close by the end of this year. And all they're going to do is group the migrant shelters in with the regular homeless shelters that was already there. So if you was a migrant before, I think, November or December of this year, and you was there a month, you get the ability to go where the homeless people of the Chicagoans will be at. You see how they just remix it now? All they about to do is just spend more money. I promise y'all that. I mean, they already got $1 billion deficit. They spent about 200, anywhere from 200 to 300 million this year alone. This is crazy. He trying to take out a freaking loan to pay his teachers union. That's like 300 million. By the end of that loan, it's gonna be like 600 million. Listen, identity politics, I talked about this last week. It's kicking y'all butts in Chicago. And guess what's going to happen? Because I saw an interview earlier, and one of the residents was talking, and they said they have no choice but to raise property taxes, like I've been saying, on the people to fight this budget deficit. I kept telling y'all that. Cook County, I think they paying already like 80+% increase in property taxes. Like, this is crazy what's going on in Chicago, man. Crazy. Brandon Johnson up here offering people in Chicago to help with the migrant thing that's going on down there. You know, they pay you to house other migrants in your crib. You don't even know these people. Like, do y'all hear what be going on in Chicago, man? This junk is crazy. And I heard from a little birdie that he kind of been mentioning it before he even got in office. So if that's on the Chicagoans, y'all ain't do y'all due diligence and really looked into this man. And like I said, I think only, if I'm not mistaken, only about 30-some% of black people actually voted for the mayor of Chicago, and he got there near 90% of the black vote. And he won by, I think, a little over 25,000 votes last year in the mayor. So guess who was the deciding factors of that? Y'all was. And guess why, this is my opinion, why they want migrants to even come over there is because of the low voter turnout rate. If they could get these group of people in here and they all vote for y'all, they all gonna do cheap labor, they all gonna produce babies like Bill Clinton said, this is a new group of people they can control. Talk about the Democrats. But y'all ain't catching that play. Nah, that's just my personal opinion. But hey, we gonna see who's right at the end of the day. It's just too much going on in Chicago, man. Chicago, y'all gonna be like us in Detroit. And y'all gonna get hit hard because there's more y'all that live in Chicago than in Detroit. We went through our little it was crazy. But we went through our little bankruptcy. We did it. We understand it, but we are way smaller than Chicago, even though we're one of the blackest cities still in America. And y'all about to get hit with this bankruptcy so hard because y'all have no possible way of getting out of this. It took us years to get. I don't know when y'all gonna file for bankruptcy, but it's gonna happen. Because y'all have no way to fight this budget deficit. It's no way. I mean, stores is leaving, everything going down. It's almost like every time I look at Chicago, it's always some type of crime or something. It's over. It's over for Chicago, man. Come on through. Y'all gonna talk to us. It's gonna take y'all a long time to bounce back. I mean, shoot. Detroit probably could have went bankrupt some decades ago. I'm telling y'all, people been stealing money out of Detroit for decades. I don't even know how we even took so long to file for bankruptcy. But I rest my case. Do y'all hear that it is a migrant van that's supposed to be coming across the border, and it's supposed to be a ton of migrants coming over because they are fearful of if Donald Trump wins, they will not have a chance to get in the U.S. So now it is a surge, and it's getting spoke about by Border Control. They don't know where they coming from. They don't know what border they going to come through, but they say they coming. They said already over 100K migrants was encountered with the southern border in September. So we're talking about even more than that about to come within these next couple of weeks because the possibility of Donald Trump winning. We have a real issue right now, man. A real issue. All y'all that keep talking about, oh, this migrant stuff don't affect me, it's going to affect you in the long run. Look at some of these small cities. Matter of fact, who was that? I think it was Indiana. A small city in Indiana. Outrage over there. It is a flat out outrage over there. Look, Small town Indiana residents complain their kids are falling behind in school after the influx of migrants. Y- Do y'all see what? And this is according to Fox News or whatever. They said the influx of migrants has took over that whole little city. Now, I know y'all saw weeks and months ago where they was talking about Haitians took over Springfield, Ohio, and it's a whole bunch of them that's, even though they might be building some stuff, but it's a lot of cheap labor that's probably over there. They probably getting a lot of free benefits and everything, and they're not technically illegal. I don't know. I don't know how that go, because it's like a temporary citizenship here for the moment, but who knows? They might get their whole full citizenship at the end. But yeah, man, this is crazy, man. They say a lot of them people can't even speak English over there, and it's just ruining. And y'all don't understand that. I came from the medical field. You know, I worked in a hospital for the first 8, 9 years of my work life, and I already could tell y'all from just living in Detroit, when poor people get real poor and they ain't got nowhere to go, they go to the hospital. People just end up being sick, always in and out. It get cold up here, so they just want to come in, and that mess up a lot of things that goes on in the hospital. Certain people don't even get seen because of the influx of people who's homeless there. And so now, if we got a whole bunch of migrants coming over here and they homeless, they ain't got nowhere to go, majority of the time they're going to go in the hospital because they're going to take granted for what we got over here. They're going to take advantage of it. I mean, look in Chicago and New York, some of them illegal migrants were sleeping in the police station. That's how bad it was. Y'all don't take this stuff serious until it hit you or it hit one of your peoples, and then y'all want to cry wolf. No, this is a problem. It's been a problem. That border bill they be talking about, Kamala here. No. There's a lot of stuff in that border bill that tried to get passed earlier this year. So stop that, man. Stop it. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Listen, I'm cool with legal migration, but the illegal migration, I'm straight on. Y'all go where y'all need to go. We already got our own troubles. It's too many bad people already over here. That's illegals. We don't know who are terrorists over here. I mean, we did just trade, what, a year ago, 2 years ago, the murking of death for freaking Brittany Griner. I mean, I'm going to talk about that on another show. I haven't got over that at all. I never will. Have y'all been studying like the economy lately? Like, this has been the weirdest economy because overall, the GDP is up 3%. So it's looking like this junk is booming. This is in the second quarter. It looked like everything is going so good, but I just don't see it. Like, it's weird. They keep saying, even according to the Washington Post, they fact check Donald Trump saying, oh, it's about to be layoffs and all that because of the EVs up here in Michigan. But I live in Detroit and I'm seeing the layoffs personally my freaking self. I'm seeing people at Stellantis. I know people that work at the Warren Truck who's getting laid off. I know about how they want to strike and all that again because they're not opening up and they're not granting the contract that's been happening that was given to the UAW members. They talked about that. So it's just so weird when I see this. Then on top of that, if they saying the economy is good and people are spending money, usually the most money that's being spent is by the bottom 60% of people because they are the biggest consumers. Because we know the top 20, top 2%, 5%, they all buy things, but more of the time they buy assets and stuff. Right now, you got the top 20% of people literally doing majority of the spending out here because the bottom 60 can't afford to spend nothing because they already spending it on a rent, car notes, food. They're not even going out like that is what the data, you can look it up yourself. This is weird. And then on top of that, The Fed rate, we knew they was gonna cut that. But why are they cutting it so aggressive? If everybody is making money, if everybody's spending, why would you cut so aggressively a 50 basis point? And they talk about another 25 basis point probably next month in November. It's just weird to me. Like I said, I'm not an economist. I ain't go to school for this, but this is the most I've been looking stuff up for about the past like 9 months to a year. And I'm just studying the economy, and it's just weird, man. Like, yeah, the stock market booming right now, like super booming. But I don't see it with like when they added like almost 100, like 16,000 jobs last month, and everybody was shocked. Everybody was like, "Oh, we added so many jobs," but when you look at the jobs, a lot of it, a good portion of it, were like jobs where they working in restaurants and fast food and stuff like that. It wasn't really like no manufacturing jobs for real at all. And if I'm seeing layoffs, listen, it's already about to be like 1,000, like 1,500 people getting laid off. That's just that Warren truck. Sterling Heights, I'm starting to hear a little stuff about that. They cutting shifts down and things of that nature. And they just cut, at Stellantis, they just cut, I think they were supposed to do a plant or something in Arizona, and they stopped that. So that's more jobs that could have been added, but nah, it's not. I mean, look at the auto industry. It's so bad right now. I mean, everybody is down. I mean, Ford barely. When I say 0.1% from one year to date, like they can't sustain this. I mean, Ram is down like damn near 40% from a year ago in sales. Dodge down. Oh my gosh, the land is getting they butt whooped on. I feel bad for a lot of the workers because I know a lot of them. Like I said, I'm from Detroit. I know what's going on out here. This junk don't seem real. Like this economy, it don't seem real to me. It don't. I don't know if y'all know what short work week is, but that's when they give you short work week in the auto industry, like GM, Ford, Stellantis, well, we call it Chrysler here. You know, if they ain't got no work for you that day, they just pay you like I think 70 or 80% of your pay. And they be getting a lot of that. And sometimes if you work for the UAW or you work for one of these big three, you can't even have a second job majority of the time. Crazy, right? Man, this is just crazy right now. It's crazy. I don't get it. You know, I know they're gonna cut some more, but like I said, if we was really booming, they wouldn't cut it. They said inflation is down to its lowest point. They're saying people spending money. I mean, but it don't feel like it. Cause I see a tick in auto loan delinquencies. I seen that up. Mortgage, I seen that tick up just slightly. Like, yeah, man. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I mean, in quarter two, $266.8 billion of international transaction. Whereas, like, who's spending all this stuff? Yeah, man. Eh, this shit just don't look real. And on top of that, Amazon just told all its employees, like, hey, y'all gotta come back in the office. A lot of them is not having it. I think I saw a survey of like 70% of them saying they don't even want to come back. I heard Amazon already be rough. Like this has been going on for years. You've been hearing about that. Like Amazon always been hard, always been long work weeks. But I mean, y'all get to a bag though. I mean, they only say you got to go in 5 days a week. But so many people got used to this hybrid method of working at home, so now they don't even want to come back to the office. People ain't got too comfortable with remote. So now that's what everybody want. And that's another reason why when it comes to commercial property, it's down. I mean, I think I just saw a building in St. Louis that used to be worth billions of dollars. It's just sold for like 20 M's or something like that, like a big major building. Like commercial property is sold down, and I know a lot of them are trying to turn it into like apartments and stuff, but it's so much regulations and everything you have to pass to either get it approved to be an apartment. Like people just don't understand that, man. Yeah, man, this is all crazy, man. I'm gonna keep y'all posted on a lot of this stuff, man. Like I said, look at the U.S. Bureau and of Economic. Look up Pew Research, man. That they do a great job over there. Pew Research, they do a great job over there. I mean, shoot, the labor of St. Louis. I mean, y'all gotta start looking some of this stuff up, man. Yeah, yeah. We gonna see how this economy work, man. I don't see how good it is, but maybe it's different. So I don't know. I keep y'all posted though. Last thing I want to talk about before I end this show, I want to talk to my ladies right quick. Ladies, it is okay to submit to a good man. Quit listening to your homegirls out here who's single and the only person who they gonna submit to is Don Julio. Julio. That's all they submit to. They mad at you because you got a good one. Don't let them take that away from you. In all actuality, if they man was, one of them F boys that y'all be talking about, they'll try to get at your man and take him because they see how good he is. You got to watch out for some of these chicks, man. Some of these chicks don't be having your best interest at heart. They only, like I said last week, they only want to see you happy when they are happy. They don't ever want to see you doing better than them. Now, I ain't saying there's some good, dope-ass female friends out here because there definitely are, but you got to watch out for them certain ones I'm talking about. Talk about if they ain't having a way, oh, it's the highway, you got to watch out for them. Listen to a person speak because that's going to tell you everything you need to know. And then look at their actions as they speaking. They'll tell you. But you got to pay attention to that, ladies. Don't get tricked out your relationship, baby. That man good for you, man. Listen to that man. He gonna have your best interest, okay? Love on that man, give him that You feel me? That's all we really want in life anyway, ladies. Ain't that hard to please us, man. I promise you. And we got your back forever. So quit listening to them little raggedy things out here, okay, babies? I got me a little shorty, my little baby. So that's the end of the show. This is the Enlightened Tea. Like I said, please like, share, subscribe. If it's some things I'm off on, please reach out and tell me. It's some things I'm still trying to learn as I'm up here learning every day some new things and get my perspective on it. Because a lot of things I be saying might be true. Some things I might be off, but I'm willing to listen and listen to other people side of things. Because like I said, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. So, and that's what this show is about. That's what this channel is. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a beautiful, loving day. Peace.